Good morning. It is Tuesday, the 6th of June. I think it's the 6th, yes. And I've just got back from the school run, which, as you all have seen, was a bit wet and stormy. I don't know why I straightened my hair this morning. I'm soaked. I'm going to have to go and re-dry and straighten my hair. Yes, it wasn't very pleasant. It's always on the school run, isn't it? I have to go to work. Tuesdays are manic in that I get up, I get the girls ready, I take them to school, I come back, I jump in my car, I go to work, I work for half the day, I come home, I do the school run, I get them home, I get them sorted out, and then I take them to trampolining. We don't get back until just after 7. But my husband's home by then and he makes sure we all have dinner on the table when we get in. But it makes for quite a long day, and starting with a storm didn't help. Before I go to work, I wanted to quickly show you the progress that I've made on my Crozy Memories Squares. I've been getting a bit stuck and frustrated with my Speckled Space Socks, as you would have seen over the past couple of days. So for a little bit of sort of easy crafting when I'm not trying to work out this blooming heel turn, I've been working on my squares. So I've made a bit of progress on them and I thought I'd show you now. Okay, I've had to come up to my daughter's bedroom in the loft in order to get the light because it's so dark with all the rain. But it does mean that you're going to hear rather a lot of rain on the windows. So these are my squares. Obviously they're not been blocked and they're all of varying sizes. I've got my 2 smallest ones down here. So I started off with the same yarn for each square to start off with. This is all the same sock yarn, which is this yarn I used to make my Hermione's everyday socks, but I can't remember the name of it. I'm pretty sure it's a Drops Fabled print. And then on this little one I'm adding the leftover from my Hotel B shawl. That is a Kate Celine yarn called Peppermint Candy. And on this one I'm adding the leftovers from making my husband's socks, and this is the Lucifer yarn by Rhapsody yarns. And then this is my biggest one so far, and I'm just in the process of adding a mini that was sent to me by Himiko on Instagram. And this was the one I was working on in Cornwall, and again I'm adding a mini, and I think that was from Himiko too, but it might not have been, I can't remember. And if you can see on the same point here, so this is the same amount of rows, and then at the same point I've added in the same yarn, and I'm going to do that on all 4 squares so that there's an anchor point of the same yarn, and I'm going to do that again in a few more rows time so that throughout the square you have kind of anchor points. So even though it's a completely haphazard mix of colours where I'm just adding them as I go, there will be a kind of semi bit of order here and there. So yeah. I'm just back from work after a very, very wet morning. I got absolutely drenched on the school run and then drenched on the walk from the car to the office. And now it's bright sunshine, but it is very, very windy, and no doubt it will start to rain at exactly 3:15, just as I'm picking the kids up from school. because that's how it goes. Anyway, I've got 5 minutes before I have to leave to go and get the girls. So I thought I'd just update you on the ongoing Speckled Socks heel turning saga. Okay, so as you can see, I've turned the heel. I abandoned the wrap and turn that the pattern describes. That's just an old lifeline of dental floss. And I used the heel construction from the Sockmatician's toe-up recipe. I know someone in the comments yesterday said that they did the same. They used this as well, and it worked really well. And it is the Sockmatician's toe-up recipe tends to be my go-to sock recipe. So as you can see, that's worked brilliantly, or so it would seem, because if you look on the other side, I don't know what's gone wrong, but I had awful problems keeping the stitches tight when I was picking up and was it knitting? I think it was on the knit two together. So, no, it would be the purl two together side right before you turn and then work back across to do the heel. I don't know why this has happened. I'll show you how it looks on other socks, another pair of socks that I have used this construction for. So if you watch my podcast, usually, you will recognise these as my springtime socks. These are socks I made with yarn I dyed myself with Kool-Aid. So these were made using the Sockmatician's toe-up socks recipe. And as you can see, perfectly lovely and tight there. And on the reverse side, perfectly lovely and tight there. So why is this one looking like this? Why? So it's back to the drawing board again. I'm going to have to rip right back and start again. I must have been doing something wrong. Maybe I was hurrying. Watch this space again.